What is going on, nation? We are back inside the Blue Wire Studios, the Blackout Division coming to you here just ahead of our matchup. First of two against New York teams. This one coming ahead of the Giants. But I'm joined by a special guest, Sibley Sib Vicious. What is going on?
I'm amazing. I made it. It was only 2 miles away, but it took me 400 years to get here, but we made it.
The viewers don't know what it took to happen. All they see is that it's happening. So we're good.
It just happened. It matters that we're here. And I apologize that it's taken me so long. Not even just today. Like, you have been a staple of everything Silver and Black.
I appreciate that.
One of the first people that I've met working with the organization. I know there's got to be a way that we met in Oakland. There has to be, because I was at so many tailgates, but I had like long hair at the time. It was like 900 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm proud to be able to sit here with you right now.
So there's kind of a way we met.
Yes.
And I don't, like, it didn't happen there.
Okay.
I saw pictures from the last game in Oakland, and you took a picture in front of the black hole.
Yes.
Me and my wife were sitting right there next to Gorilla.
Yes.
And later, it was maybe 6 months ago, I saw, I think, a photo you shared.
Yeah,
from standing right in front. I was like, well, that's me right there.
So that game was one of the first moments I had of like, oh, I've always been, born and raised in the Bay Area. But the experience that, shout out to Marcus Padilla, who, worked with him for the past 3 years. He kind of was that person who said like, hey, we love you. We love what you're doing. And I love the Raiders. And they saw that on Twitter. But yeah, having that moment in Oakland, at the last home game, like I'm getting chills about it. That picture will forever be something that I cherish.
Yeah,
you in it, like Gorilla. Like, I never knew that I was going to host the show for Raiders Talk of the Nation. I never knew what I was going to do with Raiders. I never knew I was going to work with the organization. But to have those moments with my family, my sister there, my brother-in-law there, my niece, my first niece.
So at that time, what was your relationship with the team?
My relationship, there was no real work relationship. It was, I've always tweeted about the games and probably did too much when I was tweeting.
We all do.
But because you kind of get upset a little bit. It's like, what the hell? Am I allowed to say hell on here? Okay, we can bleep this, right? As a loyal Raider fan, like Silver and Black bleeding it from the very beginning of my birth. We're not going to talk about how old I am, but from the very beginning, my dad went before there was even, them playing in the Oakland Stadium. There was no Coliseum or anything at that time. He has all the old newspapers, everything. And so I just remember those games. Rich Gannon was someone I watched all the time. Obviously, you got Charles Woodson up here working with him now. It's like, it's cool to see these things and then to be a part of it. But I tweeted everything and I did a voiceover. Then I did something with JT. Shout out to JT the Brick.
Yeah.
I did something with him. And then I got a call, like Marcus was like, hey, you should come out. We want to bring you and your family out to the last home game in Oakland. And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and I continued to talk about them on Twitter because I'm a fan first. And then it led to, right after the pandemic, 2021, the first season with fans.
Yep.
And Marcus invited myself and my family out to do a tour of the stadium.
Okay.
And then at the end of that tour, he said, hey, like, we want to know if you'd want to come on and be in-game host with Mark.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? Yes. And I was with my mom and dad, and I said, let's do it.
Let's go.
And that's how it happened. I know that was like a lot of words and mumble jumble, but it's still surreal to me to be able to have these moments, to be a fan and have it come full circle.
Yeah.
To be able to be.
Well, what I get from it is you earned it from your Access Hollywood days.
Yeah.
You did a lot of good work there. Obviously,
Thanks.
You've talked to a lot of celebrities. So you're at the highest standard of being able to talk to celebrities and high profile people.
Yeah.
So that's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
But you're a diehard fan.
And
that's what it's all about within the Raiders organization, is being able to pair someone like you that has the reputation and also has the comfort to be able to make this stuff happen.
Yeah.
Also, I see you talk with fans in the stadium.
Always.
And you pop quiz them. So here shortly, we're going to flip the script on
Is
her.
there an ABC choice?
Yeah, there is. I gave you choices just like you do them.
Okay.
But it's at the end. So,
Okay. We'll save that.
Up to that. But also the other thing I noticed was, so your dad is the one to blame for you being a Raider fan?
My dad probably, would be. You know what's funny? It's like, so my mom and dad, my mom was 15, my dad was 17. They met at an Oakland A's game.
Okay.
So they've, like, the Bay is just, through, they were Army brats. My grandfather on both sides, my grandmother's, like, they were there through World War II, Korea War. Like, they, been all over the world and the globe. And then they had these kids. My dad comes from a family of 5 boys. He's one of them. And then my mom comes from a family of 3 boys, 3 girls. And they love sports.
Yeah.
And they ended up in the Bay after the wars happened and stuff. And that's where they ended up. My mom was in Hayward. My dad was in Concord. And they would always go to the games. And my mom was like, yeah, I noticed your dad, like, over there. And I was like, what? You're 15 and 17. But they've been together ever since. And sports is my love language.
Okay.
I know there's, like, these certain love languages in life, but I get along with people and I understand people through sports. I use that as an analogy a lot because I think sports is like, there's always that underdog that you're going for. You could call us, like, the underdog always. A lot in this in the NFL. And I just relate to it. And so my whole life has been like, I played basketball my entire life, Warriors fan growing up, but something about sports really just, like, holds on to me very tightly.
Because it's an escape.
Yeah.
It's easy. Like, it's just not during, like, when the Raiders are on the field specifically.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about real life situations.
Nah, you're like, what?
You're focused on the team. You're making new friends around you in the stands. You're loving everything about it. So that's what works. That's why sports is so awesome.
And that's why you're awesome, because you understand that. No, like, you understand that. And literally, I swear, I'm not saying this because I'm talking to you right now. Even just getting here on the plane, people are like, you're that Raider girl. You're that. It's like, to hear those words, it's like, oh.
It's surreal.
Yeah, because I said, I was the kid that grew up watching this team. I was at the tailgates. Like, my sister's daughter, the first daughter, my niece is named Kennedy.
Okay.
She met Lincoln Kennedy back in the day. We have a picture. My sister's like, do you remember all this stuff? And Lincoln doesn't even remember it. Like, I showed him the picture too. It's like, we have so much that my dog's name's Charles Woodson Whiskey Raider. There's 4 names. So that's his name. My sister has the tattoos. That's what I'm waiting for. Do you have
nope.
Raider Do you have any tattoos?
I'm cleared out. No.
Okay, don't get any ink. I got too much. But Inky's tattoos, like, rest in peace to Rob. Like, they're huge. They've done everyone's tattoos over there as well.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a part of me. It's in my blood. So I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So every single time I get into that stadium, it feels like I'm winning. It's a Super Bowl. It really does feel like that.
You're a big part of it now.
And you see it when you walk into that stadium. I know everyone's indifferent about how they feel about us moving, but I think the Raiders deserved it. I think we needed that.
Yes.
You don't want to see a baseball field every time that you're out there playing. And it's just been cool. It's been great.
No, it works out. So speaking of Charles Woodson Whiskey Raider.
Yes.
Let's talk about the new partnership with Woodson Whiskey here.
Yes.
How did that come about and how's it going now?
So it came about, which is crazy. So I've gotten to know him as well as a lot of the alumni.
Charles is great.
Superhuman.
It's almost not believable.
I'm like, how are you this cool? His wife is amazing. I haven't met his kids, but her and I've, talked a little bit, conversed on Instagram, and he and I have built a relationship as far as, like, the alumni of what you've brought to the table, what he's brought to the table, and to be able to interview him during games and outside of games is just, he's been easy to deal with and work with. And it's also like, oh my God, I used to watch you. It's so different than celebrities for some reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so different from movie actors. It's like, oh wow, I watched you on the field do this. But it came about, I guess, just because we've built this relationship of like, oh, I'm a fan, but I'm also here to work.
Yeah.
He is someone who's built something. He's got that jacket on. He's got this history with the team. He's got something that's a product that everyone loves.
Built his legend.
He's built it. Exactly. And then kind of got a call about it. And the next thing I know, I'm on a Zoom and he's in one of the boxes and I'm in one of the boxes at my house and sweating bullets, just like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
I really can't, give you a real pathway of like exactly how it happened, but he said, hey, this makes sense.
Yeah.
You work for the Raiders, you represent the Raiders, you're born and raised in the Bay. And he goes, I think that you would be a great fit for Woodson Whiskey and what we want to do in the future and to continue to build it. And I was just like, you can't say no to that.
Yeah. I got a text maybe a few weeks before everything was inked.
Really?
And they're like, what do you think of Sibley? And I was like, well, she sucks. She's always late. Get her a taxi. No,
I don't show up to anything.
No, and I thought it was just like a general question. I'm like, oh, she's awesome. I'm like, it's cool
Thanks.
to see someone running around the stadium all the time. Your mind is probably just racing constantly to see what you're doing, where you're going, who you're talking to next. And you'll stop and take time and talk with fans and hang out and be genuine. I'm like, she's awesome. And they're like, okay, good. I think we're about to ink a deal with her to be an ambassador. I'm like, oh, sick.
Stop. Was this Jay?
Yeah.
Jay!
One of the JJs.
Jay!
Yeah. No, it worked out.
Oh, man. No, thank you for saying that because I don't know. That's why it's very hard to answer these questions when you're asking me because just this job in general has really changed my perspective on where I want to be in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it gives me another perspective on being a fan because I always knew what a fan was from me.
Yeah.
I saw my dad. I saw how much like Bolitnikov, like all these people he would talk about and he'd show me all these autographs. And I always thought it was cool because I was a fan of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But then to get to meet those people and to be able to text my dad and say, hey, look who I just met. He's like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Plunkett, like all these, it all kind of now it's like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Leaving like the entertainment space, like not solely leaving it, but leaving it in a way where I just wanted to focus on myself and what I really loved. And it just happened to go the right way. And
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. And I'm grateful for Raider Nation. I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful for you to even want to sit here and talk to me. It's just been it's been surreal.
There we go. So speaking of all the players you've met, former, current, you've done a lot of interviews with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've probably seen her on Raiders.com.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of interviews. Who are maybe some of your favorites besides Charles that you've talked to?
I'm gonna honestly and I've wanted to do that interview for a while, just as a person, because when I was in entertainment, I covered sports as well as music. So I got to do the ESPYs, I got to do Super Bowls and things like that. Rich Gannon.
Okay.
Was one of my first when I took over Raiders Talk of the Nation, that show. He exceeded my expectations of the human being that he was. I only knew him, as far as on the field and how great he was. And then also as a commentator, but to sit with him, to get to know him, to talk about his wife, his family. And that's the one thing I will say. A lot of people always ask, like, how did you transition into sports when you came from entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
And then before entertainment, I didn't go to college for any of this stuff. I was an MC. I was just living my life. And I go to the heart of people.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that I connect with you in a human way. And so I was able to connect with him in that way in our first sit down, where I was only supposed to get 15 minutes. And I think we almost got 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And it was just like a one-on-one. So when I walked in, I was like, talk about sweating a lot, but I was sweating.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just going to sit across from him. And then what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because you have to appease the audience of what they want in the show. And the producer wants certain questions. But then they said, just go ahead and talk to him. And that was one of my first interviews for Raiders Talk of the Nation. And he was someone who I watched growing up and just was such a fan. And I think I was pretty excited for that, to have that moment with him.
Rich Gannon was a staple of Raider Nation for many years.
Yeah.
And since him, he's almost set the bar, right, for the next.
For the quarter, yeah.
We had Derek come along and he's, trying to level up that bar.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're kind of back in the process. But Rich Gannon's huge for us.
The way he'd run in, the way he'd slide. And I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. But and like you said, with Carr, when he was with us, he like and shout out to Carr because he gave us so much, right? He gave us so many years. He would always talk about him too.
Yeah.
Like that was, I think that was one of my first where it really stood out and I couldn't believe that I was actually sitting there talking to this man.
What a trip.
Yeah. It was crazy.
So during games.
Yeah.
Obviously you're a huge fan. We got that dialed in.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you to focus on doing your job and not screaming your lungs out,
losing it
at the Raiders, especially in a close game?
Yeah, so I just posted something yesterday. I go, I hope I can be like this again on Sunday.
I think I saw that. You're up kind of like in the sweet level.
I was losing it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gino. He shoots a lot of the live hits during the game. He caught that where people thought it was fake because a lot of stuff is set up.
I think I've
the internet,
seen it and it doesn't look fake at all.
You can't fake a touchdown on live when it's happening on a game. No, that was me. So I will say this. I really had to pull it back in after my first season because I started to get too involved
as
a fan. And I'm like, oh, I'm mic'd. I have a mic in my hand. Shut up.
Yeah.
But I think
pumping in crowd noise.
Yes. And I was like, stop. Everyone can hear you. Because it's like when you're at home watching the game. Before I worked for the Raiders, when I'd be at home, I'd have... underneath my, I have pictures of it, so I'm not even lying. My family, we go war ready.
Okay.
Like war paint. We had the stars on us. We had everything. When I'm at home, I'm decked out. I have my old school starter jacket. I have my hat on backwards, and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
My nieces have it on. They're 4 and 2 years old. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
So when I got to the games, my mom would be like, "Are you there? Are you watching?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm about to lose my mind," and I had to reel it in. But what I do now with fans is before the game starts, I make sure I say hello to everybody. And that's giving me that life of where I don't got to go crazy and lose my mind. But a lot of times too, which is really cool, our president, Sandra, I'll be going around and it'll be the fourth quarter because towards the end of the game, there's no more interviews to do. So I get lucky and get those last, 4 or 5 minutes of the game, which could last however long, right? In football. And I forget she's behind me sometimes, but she's going off too. Having a good time. And that's the thing that I will say about, I've not worked for another team and I don't want to work for another team. The Raiders, no matter who's in the front, who's in the back, we hold it down for them.
Yeah. I met Sandra for the first time 2 games ago.
How amazing.
Just, what's up?
Right.
Hey, how's it going?
So nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was after a win. So is obviously high spirits, but either
nice.
way, it was great.
She's super cool.
Shout out to her.
And she knows what she's doing. Yeah.
So if we want to compare the real versus fake, we can just put you next to the Chargers fan.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone has a question, we'll put your cheering next to hers and see what's going on.
And you'll see what's going on. You'll understand. Yeah. Because like the girl, everyone says she was like a plant, right? What are they calling her?
And I think yeah.
Do you still think that?
I think so. Absolutely.
You think?
They're hiring right now for F1. There's 3 different positions.
God. What is shout out to on Twitter? What is it?
Las Vegas locally?
Yeah, Las Vegas locally. Yep. And they said that. Wait, is that real? You can win, not win, but you can make up to $1,000 a day. Yeah,
depending on your role. I'm thinking like there's a little simulator out here. I'm like, I can figure this out in the next couple weeks. Yeah, I'm with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like what's the
F1's 3 days, right?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
$3,000. Let's go. Run us our money
all day.
Let's go.
I'll go out there in the jumpsuit and everything.
Hey, I'm down to do it too.
Telling you.
Hey, I can always use some extra money. Okay?
I think it was real. I mean, there's the AI robots, whatever else is going on there. I'm not going to make you get into details, but Chargers need fans anyways. So I will
say, and you've been to the stadium, you've seen it. Mm-hmm. Shout out to them and that stadium. However, what I will say, ain't nothing like Allegiant Stadium.
It's not even close.
Well, and here's the thing. Yes, it's high tech. They've got their whole screens going around, but you're sharing a stadium, so there's no like identity.
Yeah, you're a roommate.
You said it, not me. Love going to that stadium because I'm in LA, but yeah, there's no identity.
Well, and I was there last year, week 1, season opener.
Yeah.
It was like 85 degrees and like 80% humidity.
And what did you see?
Everybody was dying. It was so hot.
Yeah.
walking in,
There's
even
no-
sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
Like it was just blazing hot. The players on the field were hot.
It's
You walk
kind of
o-
like when you sit up at Levi's Stadium.
We're not going to talk about
We're
that.
not going to talk about it.
That's like a Target arena. Looks like a big Target.
Yeah, it does. Did you go to the Super Bowl when it was there?
No, I went to the blowout loss that we had against who was the quarterback that they had in there?
Oh my God, who was the
Number
quarterback?
4. Oh, I forget his name.
Someone Google right now.
I gotta hopefully.
I covered that Super Bowl and I was so confused about those seats up there at the time. And
That's actually where I sat too.
But where you were burned your butt off.
You see, luckily it was a night game,
Oh, yeah, right.
but also we took a 3-mile walk from our parking. And then by the time I got there, I was like, should we just cut off and go to Great America? Or do I really want to go to this game?
By the way, did you know Great America's leaving?
Really?
Yes, they got done. 2020. Look at us doing breaking news on Great
news.
America. If anyone doesn't know, go get your time in at Great America. Because I had a Great America season pass and now it's gone. Everyone's done.
We're Disneyland fanatics over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we're
you're
every
rich.
other month.
You're rich.
No. I have obsessed kids that just make me broke.
Wait, how many kids do you have?
2.
2. How old are they?
6 and 4.
Oh,
And they
so what
love
do
it.
they love? What's their favorite?
So our standard when we get there, the
Yeah.
first thing my daughter has to ride is Little Mermaid, Ariel.
Okay, Ariel.
'Cause
Yes.
she's a little Ariel herself.
Yes.
And my son, I think if you had to ask him every single time, it's either Web Slingers
Or
Big time.
Cars?
or Cars.
Yes, I
Yes.
was going to say Cars.
Big time Cars guy. We put him in the front seat like he's
How
the driver.
fun is that?
And he'll be driving. And we
The
win.
Cars California adventure, right?
He has like a 90% win percentage. We don't control
at
it.
2?
Well, no, I'm just saying, so we don't control the cars going, right?
No.
It just depends. And it's between the 2 cars.
Oh, and he's won every single time.
We probably win 90% of the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they see a kid in the driver's seat and they're like, kid's got to win.
We got to give it to him.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I'll be talking crap at the starting line. Like, you're going
Really?
down. And we'll beat them too.
Hey, if y'all, is this the camera? If y'all have not gone to California Adventure and High Disneyland, if you want to send us some free passes, we'll take it. Cars, I went to the opening of it. I had to cover it. This is when I was doing the entertainment stuff. And I go, greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like you said, they get your engines revved
Yep.
and then get going. And it's so much fun.
When
So
they
if you
turn the
have
lights
kids-
on and radiator sprays.
Yeah, I was going to say if you have kids, but if you're an adult too, go by yourself.
Yep.
It's
Disney
great.
adult.
Yeah,
Let's do
Disney
it.
adult. It's a good time.
New Year's Eve. That's a good time to start.
Oh, I've
Great
never
time to
been
be
on
there.
New Year's Eve.
Back to the Raiders.
Okay, sorry.
Real
Sorry, I have
quick.
ADD.
Trust me, if I could go all Disney, I would go all Disney. So this last week, there was a huge flip in leadership
Yes,
and energy really shifted, I think,
absolutely.
in everybody's point of view.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts about, I guess, the team moving forward? Because what's in the past is in the past. What are we looking at now?
I'm going to use what everyone's been saying, the Raider way.
I like that.
I'm going to tomorrow at the game. I have said this. Maybe I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it as a fan first before working for the Raiders. I've watched the last 3 years, but I've watched, like I said, my entire life. I'm
Mhm.
15 years old, so it's only been 15. I wanted us to get back to the grit.
Yeah.
I wanted us to get back to that hunger.
Mhm.
And I feel like, and I was here Thursday to shoot the show, and I was able to get into the headquarters and talk to a lot of the guys. It's a different,
Mhm.
completely different.
Well, we saw like the locker room news, like right they're playing basketball, cornhole. And then I saw a lot of reporters are like, hey, new energy in the locker room. And I'm sitting here
Yes.
thinking, I'm kind of like, well, you know what? I don't know that everybody even knows for sure. I mean, obviously it's new energy, but nobody probably knows anyways because I never really saw any locker room action in the past.
But yes, exactly. So it felt like it's like, oh, we get to go play now
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
a good time. And I think, when I got here, I was talking to you about that. I think in sports, and say whatever you want to say about this, you need to find something where everyone can have that good time. I'm not going to mention names of other football teams, but I will say basketball, and I used that reference earlier, the Warriors. Steph's got a smile. Clay's got a smile. Draymond's got a smile. Kerr's got a smile.
Mhm.
Because you're going out there at the end of the day and you're washing away the worries of anything else. You're playing a game and you've got fans surrounding you who have moved here to Las Vegas, who have gone to every single city that you've gone to, regardless of what you've done, and they still support you.
Yeah.
So why not enjoy it and have a good time?
Yeah.
I think what's happening with our interim right now, like they've said, Antonio Pierce, I'm not going to be perfect on Sunday, but I'm going to give you every single thing. I'm going to leave it on the floor.
Yeah.
Leave that on the floor. And I think that that's what you need. You see teams, I'll say it right now. You'll see teams like Miami with their coach. He's having a great time with them.
Yeah.
There's times where he's in the stadium. Like
he's
he's
so
in the
laid back.
stands.
He's
He's
just
so
chilling.
laid back. He got his pant legs up. You want to have a good time with your team and show them that we believe in you. It's not about this, that, and the other. Do you, be you, and that's how you succeed in life. And I think that's with anything. To anybody watching this right now, career-wise, life-wise, do you. Have fun in what you're doing because there's only one life.
Yep.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And the fans see that. And I think the fans, both of us, have seen the shift in things. We're grateful for what's come before us, but now moving forward, it's like, let's get back to that heart. Let's get back to that grit. Just win, baby. What Al Davis said, like, let's bring it back together, play that autumn win when we get out there and make sure like we're having a good time. Like,
that was a cherry on top after all this, because we obviously as a fan base all wanted the results that happened as fans.
Yes.
That happened earlier in the week. It happened. Everyone's happy.
It happened.
Then the next 2-3 days, all of a sudden you just see everybody just having a ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is great. It's almost like our record went dyslexic and now we're 5-3 instead of 3-5.
Exactly. That's what it is. And I was talking to one of the cab driver on the way here and he's like, what do you do? And I was telling him, he's like, well, what do you think is what's going to happen? And I said, honestly, like, win, lose, or tie, you know what I mean? It's Raider till I die. But I think for our fan base, and I'll speak for myself too, part of the fan base and part of Raider Nation, and hearing every single one of you who has ever stopped and talked to me, by the way, thank you so much. We wanted to see, our team to like thrive.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, like, show that you care when you walk out there on that field.
And the guys have fun. I mean, it really does mean a lot.
It means a lot. Like I said, Thursday when it's at headquarters, I go, oh, everyone's teeth are hanging out. I looked at Josh and I was like, you're happy. Like, everyone gets to feel it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's go be ourselves. Let's go out there. We know what we have.
Yeah.
Let's go out there now and show our fans what we have and show the teams what we have. It's not about, win or lose right now. It's like, let's go out there and give it our all and show everybody what we can actually do.
So everyone's already attracted to Antonio Pierce. Before, obviously we're talking here before any results have happened, right? Before we've shown success.
Yeah.
Fans already love him. Do you see like a higher expectation for him because of that? And do you see any like Rich Bisaccia, like, okay, let's not make the same decision based off that one again? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I was here with Rich, loved Rich Bisaccia.
A lot of people
we all
Rich.
did. Yeah.
Yep.
I see all the comments. And that's another thing. I read all the comments too of like under everything. A lot of people wanted him back. Like, why did we leave? Why did we let him go? I think everything happens for a reason. Again,
and that's not a normal decision. Teams don't always bring interim, almost never bring interim coaches back.
And when you're seeing everything, and like, I don't want to speak out of term or anything, but you see like, oh, MD spent this amount of money to like make sure this happens. I hope for me, the hope is, and again, this is coming from me as a fan, I hope that no one judges too hard on what's about to happen next. And like Antonio said, when he was out there doing the presser, he's like, I'm not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I think we all need to realize there's not going to be perfection coming out any game, not tomorrow, not next week against Sunday Night Football, Jets, going to Miami.
Yeah.
But just understand that it is going to be a shift of, we're going to make sure these guys know who they are. We're going to back them in who they are. And we're going to support them as much as possible. And we're going to go out there and give the fans what you guys have been asking for. To get back to that, it's like, yeah, I know you guys are mad we're not in Oakland anymore, but we about to give you some Oakland.
Yeah,
we about to give you some Oakland. We about to give you some LA. And we're about to like literally come out there and like, at the end of the day, someone who always talks about it too, not that all the guys aren't about this, but Max Crosby, I'm going to leave it out there on the field every single time I leave.
Yeah.
But he also tells you about it. And now he's got his podcast talking about it. It's like he puts so much heart into it. And I know all the guys do. But now I feel like they're not allowed to put the heart into it, but it's like they'll be able to like.
They can be themselves.
Yeah. And that makes all the difference. Like I used to be in so many situations and networks and things where I couldn't be myself.
Yeah.
And now to be able to work for the Raiders, I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I get to be myself. I don't have to like hide who I am. So I feel like now, and I'm sure you can attest to this, any job that you have, any career path that you're in, when you get to be who you are, you don't have to hide it. It makes such a difference.
Yeah. Facts.
It makes such a difference.
I'm going to spin this so quick on you right now.
Oh God, are these the
pop quiz?
A, B, C, D, E,
We
and
got
Gs?
3 questions for you, Sibley.
Is my dad's the lifeline?
There's no lifelines.
Oh,
You don't give him lifelines in the
Dad
stadium.
is the I don't come up with them questions.
So,
Let me take a drink. Hold on. Okay, go.
Question number 1. Which quarterback holds the record for the longest touchdown pass in Raiders history?
Jesus.
A, Rich Gannon. B, Derek Carr. C, Matt McGloin. Or D, Jim Plunkett.
Oh God. Wait, give me the question again. Don't give me the.
Which quarterback holds the record for the longest touchdown pass in NFL history?
Gannon. No, Plunkett.
I'm sorry, Raiders history, by the way. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Plunkett. Yeah, I was like.
99-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Plunkett.
Cliff
Plunkett.
Branch.
Delby. Oh,
Who else?
yes, Cliff.
Who else?
Oh, rest in.
Okay, so you're 1 for 1.
Okay.
Question number 2. How many Raiders players have been inducted into the Hall of Fame? A, 12. B, 6. C, 28. Or D, 76.
What is A and B?
12, 6, 28, 76.
Mike Haynes. Okay, I'm gonna. Not 6, right?
Nope.
It's 12.
Nope.
Do it. What's the other one?
28 and 76.
Oh God, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, hold on. I know it's not 6.
So we'll give you 1.5 out of 2.
Thank you. Oh God.
1.5 out of 2.
Don't judge me, guys.
So that's passing.
Okay. I have a C.
Last question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Make or break. And we talked about this a lot. And I'll be extremely disappointed if you miss it. Who did the Raiders play against in their final game in Oakland?
I was there. Go ahead.
Who? Do you need to hear the questions? A, Jaguars. B, Bengals. C, Titans. D, Colts.
Oh, was it? It was the oh God.
I listed some really good
Not
teams in there
Titans.
too. No, not Titans. It's gonna be good.
Not Titans, not Bengals.
Man, she was in there rocking in the black hole.
Yeah, I had a coat on like I was not Titans, not Bengals. What's the other 2?
Jaguars.
Oh, you gave me 4.
I did. Jaguars, Bengals, Titans, Colts.
Yeah, it wasn't Colts.
No, it wasn't Colts.
It wasn't Jaguars. I mean, it wasn't Colts. It wasn't Bengals. It wasn't. You're shaking right now. You're making me. Give me the 4 again so I can tell you.
Jaguars, Bengals, Titans, Colts.
It wasn't Titans. It was the Jaguars.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, it
Okay.
wasn't Titans. It wasn't Colts. It wasn't Bengals.
Just for fun facts, I had to Google it too because I thought it wasn't any of these other 4 teams. I forget who I thought it was.
And I have so many pictures from that day. I'm like,
But not of
Wait.
the game. It was just you around the stadium.
no, but I had the game because Plunkett was there. I had a picture of
Yep.
Plunkett.
Yep.
Oh my
Charles
God.
was there. Brown was there.
Everybody. So I didn't get to see all those people.
Okay.
And they kept playing MC Hammer. By the way, I've been trying to get MC Hammer to a game.
Why doesn't he go?
Hi, Hammerman.
Uh-oh. Hammer time.
Hammer time. Can you come out here? You know, I'm from Fremont and he
Okay.
lived in Fremont for a long time now.
Well, then what's he waiting for?
He's in 209. I don't know. We follow each other on Twitter. Should I tell him?
I think he follows me too.
Can I ask you something
Both go
before
for it.
we go?
Yeah, go for it.
How much time do we have? Do I have to Do I have to pay for this time?
Oh, no, you're
Yeah.
good. No, you're good.
Hi, everybody, and win. What's been your favorite moment, or what's been the most memorable moment for you as a Raider fan?
Oakland tailgate, by far.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of what made me a Raider fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact that's what made my wife a Raider fan, because it's so awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool here in Vegas, but Vegas is just different. It's different. We've adapted. I've adapted. I have a great time here whenever I'm here for home games.
Yeah.
But it's like, those are like the diehards. Like they got to come out and they have to tailgate no matter where it's at. I mean, it could be the Mars Raiders. They're going to be taking a spaceship with a barbecue up to Mars, and they're going to be tailgating before the game.
Yeah.
Oakland, it was so cool because no matter where you parked, who you parked next to, what lot it was, you'd pull up. I mean, it'd just be, two of you.
Yeah.
And have a tri-tip, maybe some kebabs set up, just be hanging out. And you're making friends with every single person that's within a vicinity of you as soon as you walk out.
Yeah.
You get out and it's just me and my wife. People are grabbing canopies out. They're setting up chairs. You need anything? We're cooking food. Their food's ready. Hey, you want a bite? Boom. Hey, here's a bite of ours. It's just the camaraderie of being a Raider fan.
Yeah.
Was just live in Oakland. And it was so cool. That for me, I want to say it's my favorite memory because I'll never see it again.
Right.
And that's okay. But it's one of those things that it's stashed in the memories. I have a lot of great times here in Vegas, but I know a lot of them are relivable.
Right. Well, yeah, because we're here. Wait, where did you grow up?
I'm Central Cal, like Fresno, California area.
Wait, is that 509? What is that?
559.
Oh, 559. Fresno. Okay.
Yep.
The Bulldogs. Yeah.
The Bulldogs that just took down UNLV. That's right. Yep.
Okay, I have 2 more questions. Can we get those in?
Yeah.
Because look, I want to interview you. When you see the shield, right? What's your earliest memory of it? And why does it hold such a significance to your life?
When I see the shield, for some reason, I see probably my first jersey, Napoleon Kaufman. It was a little.
My sister has that jersey.
It's like one of the youth jerseys where they're not like legit. They have the shield on the front, right? And my parents had got me like it's like a plastic locker.
Stop.
So it's like that's
your one individual locker.
Yes, yeah. It was last name Wilson, had like number 15 on it, and it had like a little plastic helmet in there. Had the shoulder pads. That's my early. It's turned into a point to where in that same room now, it's turned into it used to be like a mini office, do multiple things, but now my dad's turned into a whole Raider room in there.
So they still have it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, that's so I blame my dad as well for this.
We both blame our thanks, dads. Thank you. Okay, last question. I want to, and this is not my podcast. This is
Blackout Division.
This is yours. So when I came in to the Raiders again, like you asked me, how did I get here? How did it happen? To have a podcast, to have these moments, because here's what I think people don't understand. And I just want to say this to the camera. I don't think anyone understands what it means to be a part of Raider Nation. I know people say that all the time, but it's very different than any fan base. And anyone I've interviewed, whether they're a fan or not, has recognized that, which is pretty cool to be able to have that difference. When you are able to do something like this, we're in the Wynn Hotel. Craps tables are right around the corner. So many people have recorded here. Did you ever think that these moments would happen for you?
No.
And did you ever, overall as a fan, what does it mean in your life? Because it's not just a fan. You're not just a fan like me. I was not just a fan. Like my fandom turned into my career, a part of my career. I got to change my life.
Yeah.
From entertainment to sports.
Yeah.
Where does that happen?
I don't want to say it's ruined being a fan, but it's definitely taken away the just being able to be a football fan.
Because your business now, it's a business.
In a sense, it's still a hobby. I still have a full-time job at home, and we come out and we do this for fun.
Yeah.
But it's taken away the sense of being able to plan a Raider game and just saying, okay, guys, what are we going to do on game day?
Right.
Because now it's just, okay, we're planning on hosting 500 Raider fans on Saturday night. We have 50 people coming on the party bus.
Yeah.
DJ Mike Scott, are you ready? Is the bar ready for the tailgate? You know what I mean? Is everything set up? Do we have the signs? Do we have this person set up on this time? Are they going to be here at this time? And it's just a lot of navigating, and it's kind of ruined it in a sense. Fun, don't get me wrong. I'm a builder and I love doing those things. Did I ever see myself here? No. I still don't think I belong here. It's fun. No, it's fun. 6 years ago, I was podcasting on a $15 Amazon toner mic in my truck on lunch break at a Burger King parking lot.
Hi.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd never see that happening. Moved to the garage, built a little studio at the house. It's been fun. What makes it really worth it is people thinking I'm cool enough to like want to meet me. And it's like, oh, hey, to me, it's more of a pleasure to meet them than it is for them to meet me.
Yeah.
Because I've come across a lot of cool Raider fans. And a lot of them, I love them to death. Shout out. I'll just
shout them out. You're going to make me cry right now.
Well, no, I'm not going to shout out all of them because I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm going to not miss one. I'm going to do one major. And this is my guy, Kenny King Jr.
Oh my God.
He's been my day one from the get go. Mm-hmm. That's my dude. It's like ride or die. Dude's awesome. Love everything about him. And it's like, I love that I see, fellow content creators like him that I can look at and be like, man, that, he has qualities that, I wish I had. He's like a genuine human.
Yeah.
So it's like coming across relationships like that. It makes this whole thing worth it. And we'll just roll the punches and see what happens. But eventually I'd love to just be able to like tuck everything away and maybe even next year saying, I'm just going to go to a few games and hang out and enjoy it with the people that I've met in the meantime. You know what I mean? It's just could just be another chapter or it could be the next step for something else. So we'll see where it goes.
You're going to make me cry. No, I literally think about it all the time, and I'm sorry to ask you questions because this is your podcast.
No, I love it.
It's like, I didn't realize what it meant to be a part of Raider Nation that way. Yeah,
it's a weird dysfunctional family.
It's I got my own weird dysfunctional family, okay? We all do, I think. But when I talk to, like, I tell my boyfriend, I tell my sister, I'm like, it's so different than anything I've ever seen. So like this weekend is BravoCon, right? And so like I've interviewed every housewife. I've interviewed everyone on Bravo, but it's not the same to go to, and thank you to Raiders, to be able to go to these cities, to be able to go to Miami in a couple weeks, 3 weeks. To be able to go to Chicago and talk to everyone, to be able to talk to you, it never ceases to amaze me of the human beings who spend so much of their money, their time, and their life into something that means something to them. So again, the switch that's happening, the era that's happening, we can call it the new era, the Raider way with the team right now. It feels good to see Raider Nation heard. And I think they have really spoken up.
Yeah.
We've all said something. And
thank you, Mark, for listening.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's another thing. It's like, thank you, Mark, for understanding and listening, because
he wants it just like we do. You know
he
what
does. I mean? And it's hard. It's hard when you got something like that. And it's like, he's got, the shout out to the Aces because they've been killing it, back-to-back championships.
Team is so stacked. I love it.
So stacked. If y'all want to send us some tickets, we'll go do it again. But like, no, it's just been cool to come out here in Vegas, to be a Bay kid, to understand it. And again, what I will say is this, so please don't judge me, y'all. To be a Bay kid and watch the Oakland Raiders, I know what it is to go to the Chargers games, to hear that beating when we go into that stadium and to walk in that. I know what it is to be an Oakland Raider fan. I know what it is now to be a Vegas fan. But to understand what Raider Nation what the organization has done and what all these, all these fans have done, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We take it to the next level and everything, whether it's content.
And I didn't know what you guys were doing. And I always want to say y'all because I wasn't a part of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a fan, but I never understood it. And I just want to say thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome.
Because you guys, no, y'all kill it. And I never really saw that until I started to work for the Raiders. I was like,
yeah,
everybody's out.
Shout out to Raider Nation.
Yeah.
They'll make a weekend out of it.
Shout out to Raider Nation because it's a lifelong thing.
They put their mental health in the state of the team.
That's
where I kind of unplug. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
That's where I watched.
Like I'm coming into work on Monday sad. Like it shouldn't
and we
be
all
like
hate
this.
Mondays, right? Mondays suck.
Yeah, Mondays suck.
But when you won, it was like Monday, don't talk to me. But like a fan, cool, whatever. But now to work for the organization and watch what this fan base does, I'm beyond proud.
Yeah, you
like
can't beat it.
I can't. And so when I go to the games, the game will start at 1. I know you guys like the fans can't get into like 11 o'clock maybe or like 10:30. Yeah, 2 hours before 11. So my makeup artist, shout out to Heather. She starts my makeup at 6 a.m.
Wow.
So that I can make sure that I'm ready. And like the car gets me, we get to the stadium and I'm like, let's run through it. And then I want to go say hi to everybody. I want to go say hi. I'm on the way here from LA. Are you the Raider girl? Are you the Yes. And it makes me so happy. Like I've never been happier to be like, high five. Yes, that's me. This is the best job I could ever have. And I just want to thank you all because without crying right now, it is so rewarding to be able to sit with you, Cody, and to be able to have a team of human beings be like, yo, thank you for what you do. So thank y'all, Raider Nation, for what you guys do because without me, without you, I'm shit. Like I'm nothing. No, for real. Like
you're nothing in the Raiders realm. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Without Raider Nation, without the team, like I'm nothing. Like I'm a fan at the end of the day, but like thank you so much because it hits me every single time I come out here. I literally hit my sister like these people like know who I am. She's like they know who you are from this. I was like no, it's the Raiders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little both.
It's a little both, but it's like. When they say Raiders,
you could be a crappy person, and a lot of people. Yeah,
that's the thing.
I
was like, my mom and dad would be like, "Don't be a shit person." I would never do it, and that's the thing. Like, shout out to my mom and dad. They brought me into this, so thank you.
There we go.
Thank you so much. I know we went over our time, but like, thank you for everything because I'm truly grateful for the moments that I have with Raider Nation.
Let's go. We're right on time. So, shout out to Raider Nation. Shout out Sid Vicious. Shout out to the Sib Vicious for showing up. A little late, but showed up.
I know. I'm sorry. And I talked all over the place. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. It was an honor to have you on the show. Loved it. Definitely want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Happy to have PACIFICO and of course, WOODSON Bourbon Whiskey.
Yes.
None of this would happen without them. And definitely excited to see about the new regime. Good to get your point of view.
Yes.
Hopefully Raider Nation really appreciates that. Gets to know a little bit more about the in-game host and how she actually feels instead of just pop quizzing fans like I pop quizzed her. So shout out to y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you give Sibley a follow on social media, even though you probably already do. Thank you for showing up.
No, they don't follow me yet.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
You guys definitely do.
But
shout out Raider Nation.
Can my people follow y'all?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? Tell me. The Blackout. I already have it. I'm sending it out.
The Blackout Division. Raider Cody, if you want to follow my dumpster fire on Twitter. And then we'll go from there. So make sure you like and subscribe. Raider Nation, thanks for tuning in. If you're still listening now, love you guys. Peace out. Boom.